I do not chase, I attract. Sometimes you gotta, you're chasing a dream, but you can't force an outcome all the time, right? The universe is in control of the timing. So you can almost do as much as you want. And a lot of the time, like, it might just not work out because it's just not the right time for you. And, if you're chasing this dream and, you want this, right? You really want this outcome. You want the success. You keep doing what you're doing, but be open to be a little bit flexible. Sometimes your product, the end goal, what you think right now, might differ, might change a little bit during your path. So don't block yourself and almost kind of hurt yourself from reaching that end product. Sometimes you got to be a little bit flexible and know that, the universe is always going to help you reach the best way. And sometimes certain doors might close and you can't force that, right? You have to keep moving and, be a little bit flexible. Your end goal might change a little bit from when you first started to, the middle. The middle, you might have a little bit of a different outlook. So keep chasing it, but don't force anything. Don't block yourself off from any other way. Be flexible, be open, be ready to adapt to some changes. Like I said in a past video, some doors will close, but others will open, and it's always better for you. So be flexible and, just plant these seeds. You don't have to tell everyone what your dream is, what your goal is. You don't have to outwardly say what you want to do, but you should always be telling yourself, thinking about, asking the universe that your future is going to happen. You want this dream to happen, and you're planting the seeds actively each day. You are writing it down maybe in your journal what you want. You have these maybe sticky notes or something, and you're writing down what you want in your future, some goals. These are planting seeds for the future, and that will lead you to the success. You're attracting it. You are letting the seed grow. So, don't be closed off from different opportunities that you might not have even expected. Sometimes it will be better, and you have to go into that path and realize that the universe obviously knows more than you. And so this synchronicity that you might be experiencing, where these so-called random experiences somehow line up, like, don't be scared of it. Let it happen. And because like the outside external circumstances you can't always control. I know, at least for me, you want to have control of your life, and you want to almost have it by like the throat, so you're able to like move it how you want it, and you want to be able to get to this dream exactly how you picture. But you can't control your life all the time. The universe and these external factors affect you and your position a lot. So don't be closed off. Don't expect that this first idea of your dream is going to be the only one that stands. Sometimes it will differ. And, be open to changing, be open to being flexible, because flexible will allow you to change. Change is growth. You can't grow by staying stagnant. You got to change to grow. This adaptability, this flexibility that you can encompass in your life, like, you'll be able to change. You'll be able to grow into that future, into that dream that you want. So don't chase it. Don't force it. Don't force this outcome. Chase that dream. Chase that idea. Chase that goal. It might go down a certain different path, and that's totally okay, because you're still planting the seeds. You're still attracting it. And just because you thought it one time doesn't mean it's going to happen immediately. You got to make sure that you're putting in action, progress, thinking about it, talking about it. Manifesting is real. And when you start getting this delusion of belief, like you are going to get there no matter what, I truly believe that it will happen. And you can't, you don't want to derail yourself and think that it's not going to happen randomly. Like, no, it will take some time, and it will be maybe a little bit frustrating sometimes, but there will always be that end goal, that end product that you can achieve, and you will achieve it as long as you keep putting in the work and, being aware of your surroundings, your doors, your opportunities. Be open for different pathways, because not all of the pathways are going to line up exactly how you pictured in your brain. Okay. And, if you've been watching podcasts, interviews, you can hear your inspirations talk about their pathways. And, you're going to obviously try, maybe not mimic, but take some of that inspiration and put it into your own life. At least that's what I would do. And that's what I am doing. But you can't expect theirs to work exactly in your life, because, your life is different than anyone else's. And, your circumstances and your environment, your environment might not have been, it might not be better, or it might be slightly better than theirs. And you have that idea. And I think that's just the main point. You have this dream, you have this goal in your mind. Don't lose that passion. Don't lose your persistence and determination in getting there. Just know that time for it to arrive and come into fruition might take a little bit longer than you envisioned, or it might even come faster. You never know. So that abundance is going to be, arriving in your lap. Don't force a very specific outcome. Okay. Attract it, plant the seeds, talk about it, manifest it, dream it. That will happen. Don't force it. Your flexibility, your adaptability, all these doors opening and closing around you, opportunities falling into your lap. Take advantage of them. Be open. Don't be closed-minded, because if you set too many blinders on yourself, you're not going to see that outcome that you actually truly wanted, that the universe knows that is right for you. So be open, be ready, be flexible. Everything is always for the better. So see you guys tomorrow. Peace.